Hi, I'm Pierre-Paul. I'm Canada's multifamily investing authority, and as you remember, former CMHC underwriter, multifamily underwriter, and current investor with a portfolio of 160 doors worth over $22 million. As I promised you throughout the summer, hiking is one of my passions, and I'm here with my wife and young son, Jacob. We're at Crypt Lake in Waterton National Parks. That's the southern part of Alberta, just on the Montana border. At the end of the video, if you want to know more about the area, I'm going to put some pictures where we are. It's one of the best hikes in one of the best 24 hikes in North America, according to National Geographic magazine. Today, what I want to talk about is professionalism. If you've watched my previous material, blog posts, and so on, especially if you've taken some of my training programs, whether the live, multifamily, Canadian multifamily blueprint work course or the online course, I insist a lot on professionalism, and I want to let you know the kind of stuff that I'm dealing right now regarding professionalism. I'm selling one of my properties, 24 apartment building. So professionalism, I put a lot of emphasis when I teach this or speak around the country about the subject of investing in apartment buildings. Apartment buildings of 5 or more units is not like small rental properties, 1 to 4 units. The big advice I give my students and my audiences is that the moment you decide to start investing in apartment buildings, you got to make sure that you're working with multifamily specialists, from the realtor, which is your first point of contact in a deal, mortgage broker, building inspector, broker if you use a mortgage broker, and all of that. And right now, as I mentioned, I'm selling an apartment building of mine. Just the reason is we've had the asset for about 11 years. A couple of my investors, shareholders want out, and it's not my most performing building, so we've decided that now is the time to dispose of the asset. And I'm encountering problems from the buyer's side, the person I'm selling the building to, because precisely they're not working with professionals. And you hear a bit of a chipmunk here. This is obviously live. But the problems we're dealing with are, first of all, the buyer has hired or is working with an unprofessional multifamily realtor, somebody that doesn't have experience in selling or buying apartment buildings. So it's creating a lot of problems. Just the offer to purchase process has been very, very painful. Secondly, the buyer also hired a lawyer who doesn't have a lot of experience. There's an incredible amount of paperwork to sign, mortgage documents. In this particular case, the buyer's assuming the mortgage from me. You wouldn't believe this is the second time in 2 weeks that we are delaying the closing, all right? And imagine, and the other thing, also the other fault or the other thing that didn't go so well is that the buyer did not think through about the borrower structure, because most people that buy apartment buildings set up a corporation to hold title to the property, and they haven't sorted out a lot of these things. So that's one of the reasons why their lawyer has a lot of problems putting the deal together. But imagine the level of stress at the buyer's end, because they did not plan properly. They're not working with professional multifamily people, namely, like I said, the realtor and their lawyer are not experienced in the realm of multifamily property. So there's a reason every piece of advice I give my students and you folks in my online tribe, there's a reason behind that. And I've seen it time and time again, even in my days as a former CMHC underwriter. The files that were prepared by a mortgage broker or a lender that did not have experience were the worst files. So when I would receive a file like that from unprofessional people, it would be always incomplete, so it would go to the bottom of my pile. So just imagine the stress that you go through. So if you want to save yourself from a lot of unnecessary stress, make sure you always work with professional, multifamily specialists, realtor, mortgage broker, lender, and so on, building inspector. So that's it, folks. So if you want to know a little bit more about where I am at Crypt Lake. My wife, Manon, can say hi, and my son, Jacob. We're in Waterton National Park, which is at the southern tip of Alberta, just on the Montana border. Just a gorgeous place. We took a boat, we crossed Waterton Lake. We're at 1,955 meters. One of the best hikes in North America, 24 hikes in North America according to National Geographic. If you haven't been out here to the Rockies, please come out. It's just stunningly beautiful. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next blog post, and again, I'll keep shooting these blog posts as I'm hiking throughout the summer. We hope to be out here every weekend, and we're going to do some overnight backcountry hikes as well. Cheers.